Welcome my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. It's Mary Jane, and let's talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z Everything Is Love album. And let's get it started with, summertime. But first I want to say this album is something that you can play on the way to the beach. This is something that you can play especially at a cookout or or an indoor party, for this summer, because you have Beyonce, she's singing a melody, she's actually rapping to as well. Then you got Jay-Z rapping, so it's something for the males and it's something for the females as well. It's almost like Beyonce singing a love song and then actually just hearing Beyonce love song, but then having a guy to respond. So it's just like you get to hear both sides. You get to hear the male aspect, the female aspect of their verse, or how they feel, or just communicating with each other. So like if any dudes that are around that's at your parties or your events, if they like Jay-Z, then it'll be okay, because it's like a little bit of girlish music, a little bit of rap music, a little bit of trap music, a little bit of cussing, a little bit of swearing, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of Alicia Keys, a little bit of Lauryn Hill, a little bit of Dr. Dre, a little bit of what's his name, Pharrell, a little bit of T.Y. Dollars. I don't know his name, whatever his name is, T.Y. Dollars, I think, or dollar signs, whatever his name is, him. So like you also have the option, like when you play her album, that it's for guys and for girls too as well. So it's actually a good fit where you can just put it in and actually just let it play if you're at a cookout, where you don't have to keep changing up the music. If you want to listen to some love music, some slow music or whatever, you have all that into this album, so which really makes it good, especially if you're going to be outside a lot this summer and you got music, or you're going to have parties, or you're going to be celebrating, or you're going to bring music to the beach. It's a great beach album, because I was listening to it at the beach and everybody enjoyed it. We had a good time. So let's get into summer. Yes, and Jay-Z does this, Kanye West, and he does this Drake, and they do talk about their ups and downs in their relationships. And I don't know if it was just in part of the song, but it sounds like she's Beyonce saying that she divorced Jay-Z. I was like, what? She divorced Jay-Z? What happened? He was like, oh, be quiet. I don't know if that's part of the song. And they talk about their ups and downs, and Jay-Z and Beyonce going through their troubles in their relationship, and why he didn't want to leave the house. One of the reasons why he didn't want to go to Ye's wedding, because he was having trouble at home. He'll stay in his house, and he don't care if the bitch burned down. He's gonna burn down in it, because he's not leaving his home. He's not leaving his family, and he's committed to that. So it's a good album. So let's get into summer. So summertime, summer, it starts off with a nice little intro. I guess it's Rory. It's kind of like reggae a little bit, but it's actually speaking English, but it sounds like with the reggae kind of influence, or a Jamaican type of influence, which is nice. It's a nice song. It's talking about summertime, sand at the beach. Jay-Z talking about he used to not bring sand to the beach, but now he brings sand to the beach. They talk about their children. The beat was nice. It had a good feeling. It was a good feeling. It was a good love song where they talk about their emotion. They talk about how they feel, how they got together, their desires, the affection they have for each other, the attention that they seek from each other, and just being at the ocean and the motion. And also talking about how they doing it wow, like they have good sex, and so many different words, and they're describing their sex life, like riding a boat, taking a trip, being at the beach. That's what it sounds like to me. It could be different for you guys, and you can have different thoughts and opinions. Please leave it down below and let me know how you feel. But it just says, Jay-Z just said he fell in love. Even though he cheated, he fell in love. Like, he fell in love. It was just, the summertime, like Beyonce tasting as sweet as Corona Light, and them just basically just having a good time with each other. They drink, they're smoking, they're riding, they're having a good time. Like, they're young, but also, responsible, and accomplish so many things in their life where they can really just F off and have a good time and enjoy themselves. And they talk about how much they love each other and their kids. It was a nice, feel good song. The chorus part was good too as well. I did like the song. And I'm not going to go over Ape Shit, because I did a separate video for Ape Shit. Ape Shit is the shit. that's it. It's the shit. So now we're going to go over to Boss. Boss is a really nice song. This is where he disses, you know, Drake and Kanye West. You know, I like the chorus, I like the beat. It was on point. Like, this is something that you can ride to. Like, I'm a boss, bitch. I'm boss. And Beyonce's talking her swag. And most of this album, you know, but Beyonce, like most of the long lyrics that she do have, she's actually rapping, and it's actually in a good tone. Like, it's a slow tone, then there's a fast tone, then it's like the up-to-date tone with what's going on with the music now. It doesn't even seem like she used any auto tunes or anything. She's just making the corrections and the sounds with her voice. That's what it sounds like. I could be wrong, but the horns that they use, the drums, the beats, I mean, the beats were really nice on this album. They wasn't, you know, jump out the window type of beats, but they would jump out the window beats, but not jump out the window immediately right away. But they were good beats. And so Boss, you know, was a good song. I did like it, but it really, you know, Beyonce just talking about we bossed up. we just ain't nothing to it. We bossed up. Boss one, I am a boss. You know, it's just like they just letting everybody know that they succeeded, that they did exactly what they supposed to do. Right places, right time, right things. It's just really good, you know. And Jay-Z knew that when he first met Beyonce, he just really wanted to be with her, and he was kind of, you know, chasing her and acting goofy for a bit, but you know she liked it. So we get to Jay-Z actually dissing, you know, Drake and Kanye West. And it seems like Jay-Z and Kanye West are not friends, because most of the people they mentioned, especially Jay-Z, the people that he mentioned on this album, like they were his close friends, his friends that, you know, they're always in his house, you know, they're there more than banging him. And he didn't mention Kanye West, and he did not mention Memphis Bleak. He didn't mention Bleak. So what's up with him and Bleak? I know that they're best friends, but he didn't mention Bleak. So so here we go with, you know, Jay-Z, niggas getting jerked. That shit hurts. I take it personally. Niggas rather work for the man than to work with me. And that line is basically, to me, is towards Drake and it's towards Kanye West, because Kanye West wanted to work with Apple. Drake wanted to work with Apple when Jay-Z wanted to work with them and try to get them to Tidal and try to do stuff business-wise with them. But he says, you rather work with the man than work with me. And you rather work for the man than work with me. And then in that statement, niggas rather work for the man than to work with me, it's just basically saying that they rather work for the man than to work right alongside with me. Like, we work as partners. Like, I'm not over you. We're doing this as businessmen. And so then he moves on. He says, just so they can pretend they are my level. That shit irks me. And so he just saying they can pretend, like, you know, Kanye West be pretending. He's been broke, asking for money, begging for money, acting like he's $1 billion company in his last interview with Charlemagne. And then, you know, Drake, you know, pretending like he got all this other stuff. And he really don't, because he's signed to a nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to a nigga, which is from Pusha T. And then on top of that, you know, Baby hasn't really been paying him, but Drake has his OVO. I don't know how much everybody got hands in his OVO. I don't know how much Jay Prince got hands in that, or how many people got hands in his OVO, and, you know, him making money out here in these streets. But we know that they're not on Jay-Z's level. So moving on from that, he goes, so just so they can pretend they are my level, that shit irks me. Pride always getting before the fall, almost certain. So, you know, when he says pride, he's actually talking about Kanye West, because Kanye West been talking about his pride, his ego for so long. There's a recent tweet where, you know, Kanye West is talking about pride again. And then so I believe that's towards Kanye West. And when he says almost before the fall, because it seems like Kanye West is going to fall. He's coming out talking about he's been on drugs. He's a legend. He's bipolar. A lot of people don't believe that Kanye West is bipolar. They believe that this is a stunt. And then also, you know, getting behind Trump, and then also saying slavery was a joke, and just little different things that he has done that people believe that he's a coon. And so he's certain that the fall is coming. And then on top of that, it could also go to Drake whenever this song was pretty much made, because Drake took a big L from Pusha T, a big L. So, And then Jay-Z goes on, it's disturbing what I gross. What I gross? Survey says you not even close, not even close. So this is actually recent that he wrote this, because actually when he says survey says you're not even close, that's actually directed towards Kanye West, because Kanye West claiming that he's a boss, he makes this money, he got this or whatever. But he was on Family Feud, and what's the question? Survey says 5 people says this. Survey says 100 people get the closest to 100 of people saying in the survey. So, you know, the Kardashian family and Kanye West, the West were on, you know, the Steve Harvey show, Family Feud. So I believe that is directly towards Kanye West. Then he goes, everybody boss until it's time to pay for the office. Till them invoices separates the man from the boys over here. We measure success by how many people successful next to you. And so when he's talking about the invoice, you know, Drake has sent the invoice to Kanye West saying, I want my $200,000 for a promotion and revamping a dude's career. That's actually, you know, talking about Pusha T and promotion and this and that. And so I believe Jigga is actually responding back to that invoice, like, yo, you're talking about a $200,000 invoice, you ain't even a boss like that. So how you talking about invoices? You ain't never seen an invoice until you seen one like mine. So I'm like, okay. And so, and when he says we measure success by how many people successful next to you, and how many people are successful next to Drake? Do you know anybody that's successful next to Drake? I have no idea who is successful next to Drake, because there's nobody really standing with him. It seems like he's all by himself. Like, I don't see Party Next Door, you know, The Weeknd left. Who is Drake working with? Who is under Drake? Because he has a whole company called OVO. Who's in the OVO sweatshop? So I don't know. Kanye West, at least he has Pusha T, and he has a couple of other people that are successful that are next to him, that's on Good Music. So Tiana Taylor, her and her boyfriend, and who else do you have? I don't know if Common Sense is still signed to Good Music, and Titty Boy, I don't know if he's still signed to Good Music, and he's successful too as well. And Big Sean, he's successful as well, and he's signed to Good Music. So I believe that comment is strictly towards Drake. And then he goes, here we say you broke. If everybody gets broke except for you, you're the boss. So basically he's just, I believe he's talking about Drake, because he ain't got nobody under him. He don't have anybody that's with him. And then so also, you know, you got Beyonce talking about her great grandkids are going to be rich. Like, they're putting, like, her great grandkids, they're all going to be brown, and they're going to be on the Forbes list. They're already on the Forbes list. And they're actually talking about buying property, actually talking about having generational wealth, passing wealth and success down to your family and your kids. Then they're not saying you actually got to do it, but they're giving you that message where this is something that you should be doing. And then they riding around with reclining seats, and they happy, and they chilling, they doing their thing. That is boss. Nice. What did I think about Nice? Nice had a good beat. Nice did have a good beat. I can do anything. I can do everything. Woo. This was a lot of Jay-Z too as well. Jay-Z was just addressing people talking about, oh, he's an 18-year drug dealer, he sell drugs, and the popos and the police, the FBI, the CIA tried to get him on drugs, but they couldn't. So now they're trying to bring him to court for title. They're trying to bring him to court for nonsense. And so now he's addressing them. He's addressing them, trying to make sure that they reminded him that he's a black man. He's telling them he's already a black man, and he's ready for everything. He's ready for anything that you're gonna bring towards his way. Jay-Z's not looking for it. But he's ready. Like, he ain't afraid. He ain't scared. He's not arrogant. He just been through too much. He's seen too much. And it's just like all of us. Like, we've been through too much. We've seen too much. Like, you know, there's no more things that you can do to back us up in the corner. You can't make us scared. You know, Jay-Z might have all this money. He might have all this property, all this wealth, generational wealth, and everything else. And he's not afraid. But there's people that is not in his lane that are not afraid. That ain't afraid. You know what I mean? Like, at some time and point in life, you just gotta wake up and just not be afraid anymore. Like, you know, you can take it all. You know, but you can rebuild it. You can do it all over again. And that's exactly what Jay-Z is saying. Like, he's not being arrogant. He's not being rude. He's been born in a trap house. He was raised in a trap house. He don't fear jail. He's been to jail. He goes, I know I don't fear death because we all got a death. We all born to that. So, you know, we're all born to die, basically. But he's not saying, okay, hey, listen, I want to die or whatever. But he just putting out that message of fear does not exist in his life. And he's also probably saying fear should not exist to people that listen to his music. It should not exist in your life. Don't fear nothing. And then you got Pharrell, where Pharrell's doing his little singing, his little thing. You know, Pharrell with his little nice, sexy, melody voice. And you know, Beyonce's talking about, you guys are patiently waiting for my demise because my success cannot be quantified. So she's letting you guys know, you guys waiting for me to be me to fall, I'm never gonna fall because I'm always gonna be Beyonce. I made something on myself. I'm doing my thing. I'm happy with who I am. I don't fear anything. I don't fear. You guys can pray and hope and want for my demise, but it ain't gonna happen. And she's also saying, if I gave two fucks about streaming numbers, I would have put Lemonade on Spotify. Fuck you, who? Fuck you. You are cool. Fuck you. So, you know, this is Beyonce rapping and she's going in. And, like, this is a different side of Beyonce. Beyonce's not just, you know, singing the whole album. Like, she's rapping and singing on that album. So she's doing both. You know, she's rapping and singing and doing the chord and doing the melody too as well when she's humming and moving her, you know, lungs around, and she's singing. So she's singing and rapping at the same time. And she's just talking about her husband freestyling. She's talking about, you know, the blueprint. She's talking about everything. They happy. That's it. And everything is nice. And then they talk about all up night running from the lights. I don't know if that's something to do with Kanye West or not, but anyways, that was cool. Nice was cool. And 713 was actually a song, I believe, that she tribute to where she's from in Houston. It's actually a neighborhood, and she just giving love to Houston. And it's almost like a trap song. It got the trap beat. The beat is hard. It's just like, the beat is hard. I do like the beat on this song. The beat is hard, but, you know, Jay-Z's good too as well on this album. Like, the beat's hard. What they're talking about is hard too as well. Put them down. I put it down for the 713, and we still got love for the streets. You know, this is, I believe Dr. Dre's actually producing this. He actually helped on this. Like, some of the songs, I kind of knew some of the producers when I was hearing it, because I didn't know who was the producers on some of the songs. And so, you know, they're talking about the VMAs, talking about confidence. You know, Jay-Z just goes in, he talks about, you know, just, you know, meeting Beyonce and how he fell in love with her, and how it was faith for them to sit on the plane next to each other, because they met each other in Vancouver, Cancun, I believe, and at the VMAs or something like that. And you know, they met that one time, and then it was faith that they were sitting on next to the plane next to each other, and he just straight knew it was supposed to be. He goes, the next time you would speak was like 2 years away. So I guess he wasn't trying to rush it. And then he was also talking that Beyonce had a man at the time. You shut it down until you two had a break. I bet the dude ruined the day. Like, I know the dude, like, wishes he would have never let you go. He would have never broke up with you. He would never took a break from you. So when Beyonce took a break from her first boyfriend that we know that she was dating a long time ago, I think long time ago, and Jay-Z just swooped in. He did everything to be with her. And he goes, you know, when she went away, she came back, and then he wanted to go on a date with her. He told her to pick the place, pick the time, or whatever. And then Jay-Z said he brought one of his friends with him because he was trying to play it cool, but it was a foolish mistake. I don't know why. I hope the friend wasn't LeBron James. Let me just stop that. So anyways, they just talk about, you know, how they just met, and just how everything just went uphill for that. And then he loved her, she loved him, and he really wanted to be with her. And, you know, and she loved him unconditionally, even though he was a hustler. He had this bad reputation because, you know, at that time Beyonce was just like Destiny's Child. She was just like, oh, you know, the prime princess on a pedestal, like she shouldn't be next to this guy. You know how people judge Whitney Houston when she first came out, she should be with a guy like this, but she ended up being with Bobby Brown. But Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston are two different stories from Beyonce and Jay-Z. But I'm trying to just give you an analogy how people assume that she should be with somebody else differently, but they chose each other. I guess they were star-crossed lovers. And he said, you know, he just wanted to jump the broom after that. He didn't know, like, you know, Jay-Z didn't really sport around a lot of females. But with Beyonce, once they came public, it was on and popping. And he was like, you came, me, I am off to Rome. You going back home instead. My first time in my life, a nigga felt dead. You came back. I had to act like it was cool in my head. Thought of jumping the broom. A player never been swept. So basically saying he got swept. Beyonce swept him off his feet. And that was it. And this beat is dope too. This beat is dope too. And it's good that, you know, they're talking about their love. He's talking about how they met and how they got together and how they had their baby Blue. And it also talks about where she's from, the 713. We know we had the Houston disaster. So great song too as well. But I wouldn't listen to this more than once. Like, I don't know, I probably would skip past this song on my CD player. And Friends is my shit. Friends is my shit. I love Friends. I love the beat. I love the way Beyonce come and sing it. I like her humming. I like the way she's just putting them words through her lips and her tongues, the way she harmonizing, the way it's coming out. I just like the way she does it. And then the beat is him. The beat is lit. Our Friends, the beat is lit. This beat got you moving around, got you moving your lower torso, it got you moving your feet, it'll get you up. Any age that you are, it'll gonna get you up, it's gonna get you feeling it. It's gonna make you feel nice and good. I mean, it's definitely a song to be in the grass, barefooted, dancing, moving around, having a good time. And it's also a song for the club too. It's kind of a song for a club, but it's more of a, this whole album is more of a feeling for the people, a feeling that Beyonce and Jay-Z is trying to give the world, trying to open up their inner thoughts, their inner, how they feel for each other, how they feel about people, how they feel about society. And they also bringing the music out to the people that who they love, and the people that support them. That this album is not like it's supposed to be a club bangers or whatever. Ape Shit is the club banger. That's what you're gonna hear in the club. But it's more like a song just to let you know that they matured and they grew and their love is stronger than ever. Even though they had a lot of hiccups, they back as one. And then you can have hiccups too as well. But it's how you go about healing the problems that you do have. Because Jay-Z went to counseling, he did all that other stuff. But this is for their people. This album to me is for their people that love them, for the people that support them, so for the people that got their back, for the people that stick up for them, for the people that don't judge them, for their people of melanin, people of color, people of Moors, indigenous people. It's just for the people. This album is for the people, in my opinion, for you to be out. Like, you know, there's a lot of old songs, a lot of different songs that people play at barbecues, cookouts, get-togethers, and weddings in the summertime. This is one of the albums. I don't know if you could play that. You could play that at a wedding. Depends on what kind of wedding it is. But this is definitely for family, close gatherings. And it's something for the men and the women. And I like Friends. Friends was my shit. Like, Friends, you could have on like a nice little beach dress and just be chilling to this song. And she's talking about gonna pull up. I was just like, yo, and the way that she's singing and how the beat goes with her voice and how it goes fast and how it goes slow, and then how you can just hear her just sing and put it in there. You know what I mean? Because basically the whole album is about rap. She's just rapping. She goes, my real friends, my real friends better than your friends. Yeah, that's how we keep popping out the bins. Yeah, for friends, real friends better than your friends. Yeah, that's them. That's them. They know all my business. Like, you know, so like I said, this is this is for the people. This is for their friends, their family, for people to have the same issues as well. And this song was lit. I'm just gonna tell you, this song was lit. I loved all of Beyonce singing. I loved the chorus. I loved her lyrics. I love her singing and rapping at the same time. Friends Friends make you feel good. Like, it's a song like you with your friends, you with your man, everything's all good, where your inner circle can have a good time. And if you don't have an inner circle and you by yourself and your friends ain't around, but it'll make you think about them and make you closer, where you want to call them and see what you're doing. So 10 Toes. So Jay-Z talking about looking for love in the wrong places. We propose to a stove. Yeah. Sharing jewels, sharing clothes, that's how deep shit goes. Every week you got bros, all y'all fake close, yeah. Y'all all snitching, y'all all switching sides like NBA teams just after halftime. I am pulling up on my dog, make sure he's okay. I don't even have time. He copped a Porsche with butterscotch seats. This for they have mills. So, you know, Jay-Z's talking about taking care of his friends, getting out of jail, having their back, not turning his back on them. And he's talking about his friend T.Y., I guess, Ty, you know, his mother died and Jay-Z was there for him. Jay-Z's nephew died and Ty was there for him. He's talking about his friends are at his house more than Bay, more than he's at there. He's talking about Ty, Breezy, E, Shaka, Law, D's, Kwana. Like, that's why, and there's some other people, but I don't see, you know, Memphis Bleek's name at all. So anyways, they're talking about how, like, his site is just just so close, geometrically close, you know what I mean? And there's no other angles for you to try to get and try to troll and take them down. They don't care what the trolls, what all these people saying. And he talks about Meek Mill, him freeing Meek Mills. When I said free the dog, I freed him. That's how Meek got his freedom. So he's saying he got the power to free somebody's locked up. And so I guess Ty take care of my kids after he's done grieving. So I like the song Friends. Heard About Us. I like the song Heard About Us. But I like the song Heard About Us. It, you know, it got some of the Biggie in there. Biggie references. Billie Jean. It's a summertime banger too as well. It's summertime. I know you heard about us, you know. This song, I did like the beat. But it wasn't one of my... you know, Beyonce was cussing swearing in this song too, but the beat, this is another summertime beat. This is a song by the pool, by the lake, by the ocean, but it wasn't my cup of tea, you know. But I did like the song, but it's not something that I will put on repeat or play more than once. But I did play it more than once because I was working out listening to it. When I was at the beach listening to it, people wanted to listen to the Beyonce song, the Beyonce and Jay-Z's album. So this song was alright. So now let's move on to Black Effect. Black Effect, I like this song. I was feeling I like the beat. I like the Das Effects reference. I like the Malcolm X reference. I liked I think it's almost like the best beat, but close to the best beat on the album. It's like a new school, old school beat. It just went well. Their lyrics went well. Their voices went well. Just the tone. It was all lined up correctly. And I just like how you talk about MLK. I like how he talked about Malcolm X, giving Malcolm X love and bringing up that X energy, because that X energy is out there. Das Effects, if the X is out there, just like we lost X. The X, you know, is turning over. That energy of X. Anybody with the name of X, that energy is just turning over. And, you know, this was a good song too as well. You know, it's about love, and this album was about love. It's about the love they have for each other, the love they have for humanity, the love they have for their children, the love they have for their family, the love they have for their friends, the love they have for their fans, the love they have for themselves, the love they have for the earth, and what they do want to change and do things different. And they want to save the world and help the world. And this is what this song is really about, the Black Effect. You know, when you find the perfect match, the compatibility result is passion, result in unconditional giving of self. And so it's just, you know, this is just like the speech, because it's the intro, and the lady that's speaking, she sounds so good and so beautiful, and it just makes you want to just sip your margarita, sit by the pool, put your feet in the water. You know, it's just, you know, go over there to the grill, grab you a plate of some vegan something. It goes, you know, and then, you know, Jay-Z talking about he's good at MLK Boulevard. I know, because MLK Boulevards, they say, are the worst boulevards in the world, where there's a lot of murder of black people. It was like they're like the most deadly boulevards. I have one over here, and where I live at MLK Boulevard, but it's it hasn't in a long time been murders over there, in a long time, at least like 7 or 8 years. But at one point in time, it was hot, but it wasn't as violent. A lot of other places, they talk about, you know, MLK Boulevard being very, you know, violent and a lot of death there. So this was cool. This album was cool. I liked it. It was on point. This song was on point. I just loved the beat of this song more than anything. And then the love that it expressed, it made you feel good. It makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel good about who you are. You know, just the song. And Love Happy. Love Happy was another good beat. The beat was hardcore. The beat was banging. Beyonce singing on it was banging. It was just like, I love this song too. This song was a banger too. This song was just, the beat was just like, yeah. It had the Sam Cooke reference and kind of remind you of Sam Cooke too as well. This was a good song. This was a good song. This really was a good song. I did like the beat. I liked everything about this song. I liked the lyrics. I liked the way they sing. They were so compatible. And the beat really was everything to me on this song. But the lyrics was good too, because once you have a good beat, you want to relax and listen to the lyrics, especially if you can hear them good. You can, like, throughout the album, you can hear Jay-Z and Beyonce good. Like, the beat didn't overshadow them. The beat didn't outshadow them. The beat was just right. It was perfect for each and every song. But each and every song I didn't like. So I did like this song. This song was nice. It was a nice song. It was a good beat, you know. It was important. They talked about a lot of good things. They talk about just different. They talked about the culture. They just talked about life. They talked about people being locked up, people, you know, struggling and just making it through and keeping yourself up, staying woke. You know, never be broke. You know, don't fear. You know, and they talk about getting married. But this is a song where Beyonce also mentioned that she had got married again. It goes, so this is how it starts. Almost how it starts. Happy in love, haters, please forgive me. I let my wife write the will. I pray my children outlive me. I give my daughter my custom dresses, so she's going to be little vintage pieces by the time she hits the city. I love that. And so I guess he's saying Beyonce wrote, so let me get to the parts that I want. Sitting dock of the dead, it reminds me of Sam Cooke. Wigs and big yachts, sipping. Hold on, he went to, nope. Yeah, you fucked up the first stone. We had to get married. Yeah, you fucked up the first stone. We had to get married. Remarried. We had to get remarried. Yo, chill, man. We keeping it real with these people, right? Lucky I ain't kill you when I met that bitch. Yeah, right. So it's like so Beyonce saying like we had to get remarried. So did they get a divorce and we didn't know about it? Because, you know, this is what I'm talking about. Did this actually really happen? And this is where people saying where LeBron James possibly came into the picture. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a book about Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron James, and Savannah that, you know, the real Lambo, whatever his name is supposed to put out. I think he'll be deceased before we know it. And he's probably just trying to get attention because he's a rapper. But people are saying this verse right here is talking about she didn't cheat on Jay because they were over. So, because she found out that Jay-Z was cheating on her. So did they get remarried? And do you guys, you Beyonce fans, Beehive, do you guys know that they got divorced? Did they actually really get divorced and get remarried? And so Beyonce, so this is Beyonce just rapping. She's rapping, and I like this song too. Lucky I ain't kill you when I met that B word. Y'all know how I met her. We broke up and got back together. To get her back, I had to sweat her. You all could make up with a bag. I had to change the weather, move the whole family west, but it was whatever. In a glass house, still throwing stones. So he's saying that, you know, what he had to do to get Beyonce back. He was like, oh, you gave your girlfriends bags, you gave them this and whatever. He was like, I had to move west. Like, did he say, when he said he had to move west, he had to move to California? Did he have to move Kanye West out of his life? And he said he had to change the weather. So that means that he had to do whatever to get her back, for her to order to believe that he's actually changed, that he won't do it again, that he had to do everything. Like I'm saying, like in some of these shows and these TV shows and things like that, especially Love and Hip Hop, you know, Atlanta, where Ciara is just giving BK a chance back with her, and he just only put out like candles that only cost $1 a bundle. So so he said he had to do all types of stuff to get. He was like, I had to change the weather. We had to move the whole family west, but it's whatever. I'm in a glass house throwing stones. And so, did you see something to me, boy? You do something. You do some things to me, but love is deeper than your pain, and I believe you can change. So she believed. I guess you have to really believe that the person's gonna change. The person is really worthy enough to change, that you trust them after they do cheat. So like this. And she talks about her ups and downs, her sorrows. You know, she's been cheated on, and she's Beyonce. Like, damn, Jay-Z, you gonna cheat on the bae? But I don't think he will ever cheat on her again, because if he cheats on her again, he's never gonna get her back. And then him hurting Beyonce and doing something wrong to her like that, and then she goes public with it, and she tells the world Jay-Z will probably never work again, and that's his biggest fear, in my opinion. Peace and my one love. Shit's 35 minutes.